Well, it turns out that when you're trying to build a model that you want everyone to be able to use and is not intimidated by the algorithms and the interface, Lego is a perfect tool because most anybody can pick up a Lego and use it. Well, so far the impressions have been good. I've always had people walk up and say, "Can I touch it?" And then they're very relieved when I can say, "Yes, of course." So the reviews have been good, and then they quickly realize, though, that it's not just moving Lego bricks; they're actually changing a computer model and updating and getting feedback about the system that they're interacting with. So at MIT, I've been researching tangible interactive interfaces for about 3 years now, and the concept is that for problem solving, generally spatial problem solving, you want to be able to use a medium that is approachable to a broad array of stakeholders, not just the experts who typically work with the problem. So we take software tools and models, sometimes that already exist, and we're essentially placing them into environments that are a bit more easy to use. Tangible interaction is a great way to do that. So there's actually two main use cases that we think tangible interactive tools could be applied to. One is communities. We think these are great tools for community engagement when an agency or a department has a complex model that they think they might have difficulty communicating to a broad array of audiences. So if they use this interface, they can actually put it in a public place and actually in a very fun, collaborative way teach people the models that they're using. The second case, however, is this layer of experts and agencies. We think multiple agencies have experts who are good at solving their particular problems, but when it comes to communication between those agencies, there's a lot of room to improve. So we think this tool could actually help experts in that middle layer, not top down, not bottom up, but middle up and middle down and middle side to side, collaborate across potential problems in the city with a platform like this. Actually, this type of technology is something that we apply to lots of different problems around the world. This is the first application of the model for pedestrian modeling in Singapore. The other common examples are land use planning in Saudi Arabia. We've used it for last mile logistics in Bay Area, California. We've even used it for refugee planning, allocation planning in Hamburg, Germany. Yeah, so these collaborations are just that, collaborations with multiple entities. For this particular case in Singapore, we worked with 3 agencies at least, to name it. There's MIT, the Center for Liveable Cities in Singapore, and the Urban Redevelopment Authority. So the typical way that collaboration works is we work with the local partners in Singapore, CLC, URA, to get data, but also they inform the logic and the design of the models that we're building. So we actually had a workshop in Boston before we started building it to get feedback from URA and CLC about what would be relevant to the stakeholders in Singapore. And then at MIT, we take care of the implementation, the coding of the pilot prototype, and brought it here to the World City Summit. So what we've brought here to the World City Summit is a very quick, literally 1-month prototype that we've been able to put together to demonstrate the potential of taking models and data from Singapore and putting them into a tangible environment. We think the results are very promising. We think a phase 2 should involve bringing more agencies on board and finding more case studies so that we can build a more holistic model that actually brings in more stakeholders and a broader array of agendas. We think one direction for a model could be achieving a car-light Singapore within the next decade or so. And doing so would require us to get a little bit more data from more agencies, but also a lot more feedback in terms of what we think might achieve car-light behavior given different parameters of our system.